Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world. My name is Igbo. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the cost of marriage in Igbo land. So many people are confused about on how much they are going to spend in getting married from Igbo land. This issue is not only for non-Igbos, even so many Igbo brothers, they don't know exactly how much more or less they are going to spend if they get married to their beautiful fiancé. So I want to clear some air today because I have even some friends that are non-Igbos that have asked me like how much are they going to spend if they want to get married to their girlfriend, to their Igbo girlfriend. Okay, because so many guys are in love with our Igbo ladies. So the first thing that you have to do is, are you really in love with the lady? Do you really like her? If you do, the second thing you have to do, after being sure that you like her, she likes you, that you people can stay together, you go to meet the parents together with the lady. I want to tag it as cost of Igbo marriage. So how much are you going to spend if you want to marry from Igbo land? In marriage, there is no specific amount of money that you must spend. Everybody spends according to, first of all, the tradition. Secondly, how much do you have in your pocket, or how much are you willing to bring out to spend? And a good example is somebody like Davido. All of you know Davido, the musician. Davido from Yoruba land married Chioma, our sister from Igbo. Then Kayode, so many of you know FFK, Kayode. He married our sister as well from Igbo land. So those people are rich, we know them. So you as an average person, you must not spend the exact amount of how much they spent. You are going to spend according to your pocket. But in general, I want to tell you how much an average person can spend if he wants to marry from Igbo land. This thing that I'm going to tell you now is not applicable in every nooks and crannies of Igbo land. It might differ a little bit, but I am going to give you an example of where I come from in Igbo land. So if you come to our place and you want to marry any of our sisters, any of our beautiful sisters, these are the basic things that you have to do. Then if you have more, you can do more. Number one, introduction. First of all, you have to go and meet the parents for introduction. This introduction, what is it going to cost you? This introduction is going to see the parents for them to know you and for you to know them as well. Then, in your presence, they will now ask their daughter, do you really want to marry this young man? The daughter will reply yes or no. Okay, the parents can as well ask you, are you sure you want to marry our daughter? Can you take care of our daughter? You can reply yes or no. But if you go to meet somebody's parents that you want to marry, normally you have to say yes. Okay, so what is this introduction going to cost you? This introduction, you are not obligated to take anything to go. You can go empty-handed, but we are humans, right? So if you want to go to meet somebody's parents that you want to marry, you have to take something. And what are the things that you can take? You can take something like kola nut or wine. So let's say introduction can cost you. So introduction can cost you wine or kola nut. You are not obligated to carry so many wines. I've said it. You can take kola nut, you can take wine, you can take kola and wine. So if you take two of them together, you are very okay, because while going to meet your in-laws to be, you have to inform them that you are coming. And if you inform them, naturally in Igbo land, what are they going to do? They must have had an idea of what you are coming to do, because their daughter must have told them, right? So they are going to prepare for you. If you go there, you'll be surprised that you took only wine, and they are going to entertain you with assorted meat, assorted drinks, assorted anything. So they might cook very well and prepare for your coming. So if you are going, you have to take something tangible, a little, but it's not going to cost you much, because wine is not going to be champagne. It must not be champagne. Take any kind of wine, you're okay. Cola not. Everybody knows cola is not costly. So you take wine and cola and you're okay to go for introduction, for the first time introduction. During the introduction, when you must have accepted that you are going to marry the young lady, the parents will not kind of give you option that you can go ahead and come back at any time you want for the proper tradition, for the proper procedures of actually getting married to their daughter. So what are those procedures? Number 2, okay, because introduction is number 1, right? So number 2 of the procedure is, there's what we call ofu ite in my own local dialect, but it might not be exactly the same word or the same term that they use in the whole of Igbo land, but it must relate, because Igbo is one, so it must relate to every part of Igbo. So if they are not using the terms that I'm going to apply here, they have other terms that they are using, other different words that they call their own, but almost all of them are the same. Okay, so there's what we call ofu ite. After introduction, the ofu ite is the next step that you are going to take. So the ofu ite is now the stage whereby you are going to cook something for the Umunna. But who are those Umunnas that you are going to cook for? You are not going to prepare food for every Umunnas. Remember, Umunna in Igbo land are interfamilies, as in family that are much more related to within as and among each other. So those Umunnas, not all of them are going to come for the Ofuite. So the Ofuite, they are going to invite special elderly men, all those elderly men with gray hairs now. So they are going to invite them for the Ofuite, okay, for them to be aware that somebody is coming to a family in their clan to come and marry, take away one of their daughters. So they have to be aware. So they are the people that are going to come for this Ofuite, not every Umunna people. No. This Ofuite, what is it going to cost you? Let's say they are going to invite, they don't used to be many, they are going to invite like 5 elderly men, highest 10 elderly men. Depends on villages, because some village might be very, very large. However, even if there are 20 in number, which they are not going to be up to, even if there are 20 in number, you don't have to start cooking assorted food for them. Cook a little food and some wines to entertain them. Okay, it's going to cost you, let's say you are an average person, you are not exaggerating, it's going to cost you from 10 to 20,000 naira. So it's going to cost you from 10 to 20,000 naira, the Ofuite. You are an average person, you are not exaggerating, because if you have the wherewithal enough, you can even make it to cost you from 50,000 to 100,000. It doesn't require it. So even if you have money, you don't throw them away, right? So these are the basic price So, and after the ofu ite, the next step is going to be ite abuo. This ite abuo, you are not going to like, if you actually want to spend less, you are not going to like start bringing ite abuo before you now do another one that is called ite asa. Okay, so for you to curtail the expenses, you are going to do the ite abuo, ite asa, and the traditional marriage together. Very important. If you don't want to spend much, you are going to the third step, you are going to bring so I don't know whether if you can see it very well. So the third step, you are going to bring the ite abuo, ite asa, and traditional marriage. You are going to join them together. Very, very important. If you want to spend less, in marrying any of our ladies, you are going to combine the ite abuo, the ite asa, and the traditional marriage together. This thing that I just told you now is how they do it in my village. Then, I repeat, it might not be exactly 100% in the whole of Igbo land, but it's related. It's almost, if there's any difference, it's going to have like a little change. Okay? The change is not going to be much, because Igbo, the whole of the Igbo nation is one, and they practice the same system almost. So, what are you going to spend in this ite abuo, ite asa, and traditional marriage? As we all know, traditional marriages, as I explained even earlier, it depends on the wherewithal, how much you have. It depends on your pocket. So if you're an average person, you cannot do like Davido, you cannot do like Kayode, you cannot do like P Square, you cannot do like all these wealthy guys now, wealthy men, politicians, and the rest of them. So if you're a normal guy like me, you are not going to spend much, right? And you want to curtail your expenses so that you live happily with your wife later. Because I personally am against somebody spending much money in marriage. Then when the person now finally goes into that marriage, the person will begin to lack money to take care of the family. So you are going to spend average in Igbo land from 200 to 400,000 naira in this ite abuo, ite asa, and traditional marriage. Average, I repeat, average. Somebody must have done much more than that. Somebody must have done lesser than that. So I'm talking about average. So average, you are going to spend from 200 to 400,000 naira. I repeat, I know some people that I don't want to swear for another person because you can only swear for yourself, but I know some people that I'm pretty sure that they are living happily, they are happily married, and they did not do traditional marriage. They ended up in doing introduction and ofuite. So marriage is all about understanding at the end of the day. Marriage is all about living in peace with your partner at the end of the day. If you spend 5 million naira in marriage and at the end of the day you are not living in peace with the woman or the man, what did you gain? You gain nothing. So what is important in marriage is whether you spend much, whether you spend less, whether you didn't spend at all, are you really happily married? Very, very important. So this is the average amount you are going to spend in Igbo marriage. Introduction, you take wine and cola to go to your in-laws to be, their house, to tell them that you saw a very nice flower in their house that you want to pluck. The they will give you their consent, because 90% of every parent wants their daughters to be married away, right? So if you want to marry somebody, have confidence that the parents, they are going to agree. Okay, so after the introduction, the next step is Ofuite. In my village, and this thing is applicable in almost Igbo land, it might not be 100% the same. So the Ofuite you are going to spend from 10,000 to 20,000 naira. You can spend, somebody might spend less, somebody might spend much more. Okay, at the end of the day, it now depends on your pocket. The third step is Itabuo, that we are going to do together with Itasa. This Itasa is the final stage before traditional marriage, but we used to combine all of them together, because if you begin to do them one, like introduction separate, Ofuite separate, Itabo separate, Itasa separate, and traditional marriage separate, it's going to cost you much more money. For you to curtail those things and even save time, energy, and stress of cooking and running up and down, we are going to do the Itabo, Itasa, and traditional marriage together. Very, very important. So my candid advice to anybody that wants to get married to an Igbo lady, even if you are an Igbo guy and you want to get married to an Igbo lady, your introduction, this is what is going to cost you. Go to the lady's house and meet the parents. You don't have to go empty-handed. It's not advisable, because it will be as if you are not all that prepared. You can actually go empty-handed. If you don't have, they will understand. Ofuite, you are going to spend from 10 to 20,000 naira, because they are going to call the elderly men in Umunna, the elderly, the special elderly within the family of that lady, almost in Umunna. So you are not going to spend much. They are going to cook for just them, few of them that are going to come. So this is what you are going to spend. Then the third step, you are going to combine the Itabuo, Itasa, and traditional marriage together. So thank you very much for listening. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. God bless you all. I remember my humble self, Ikabo. Gwazie ndị ọzọ maka video so that ka ha wee ike je know why. Very, very important. Tell others about this video so that they will have confidence and begin to go to look for their own lives, the way it's called in the Bible. God bless you all, and see you all in my next video. Bye.